All right. What's going on? And hope everyone's doing well. Go ahead and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media. I figured we'd do a little hangout stream tonight, if anyone's available. Um, Figure we get on here and talk about Thanksgiving traditions, Thanksgiving foods. Mostly really focus on college football, of course. You know, we got a lot of rivalry games this weekend, and I know we got some good matchups in the NFL too. So I figure we get on here. I'll drop the link in a second, and we'll get you guys on. Um, Excited for the Iron Bowl, of course. Excited for Michigan, Ohio State, a battle of two undefeated teams, and Clemson, South Carolina should be a good one too. Um, Michigan State, Penn State. We've talked about those games and how it's a game like that where the lower team, not to like throw anyone under the bus, but literally, actually, if you look at the Iron Bowl and then you look at Penn State, Michigan State, you have one team ranked and you have another unranked, and it's all the same records. You know, the higher ranked team is 9-2, and at home, you look at the unranked team opponent is 5-6 and looking to become bowl eligible. So there's a couple games we could look at tonight. I do want to start by previewing a game in Penn State, Michigan State, whatever. Let's check the chat real quick. What's up, Ramajama Taylor? What's up, Nate the Great? Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you as well, sir. And what's up, Sorgi? Not coming on tonight because I got a pack for my trip to West Virginia. We leave tomorrow morning. Well, have a safe trip, man. Be safe, and we hope you have a really good time while you're away. I think that'll be great for you, Sorgi. So, want to preview a game or two tonight. So, we'll probably just preview one game. I do want to look at Michigan State and Penn State. We looked earlier. I uploaded Florida State, Florida in the that rivalry game. They don't really use its name very often, but they do call it the Sunshine Showdown. In case anyone's curious, what they call that. So I did preview that game earlier. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We'll be live on Saturday for the Iron Bowl. That'll be a first on the channel. I'm excited. I'm a bit nervous about the game. I know Auburn hasn't had as good of a season as Alabama, but with Alabama's struggles and the losses that they've had, 2 losses on the year against good teams, you go into this game and the fact that history kind of shows itself that anything can and probably will happen in the Iron Bowl. An upset is likely, but history has shown Alabama to win at Bryant-Denny against Auburn going back to 2010. So with that, I guess I could go ahead and drop the link, and we can say hello to you guys and get you guys on. We're live exclusively on YouTube tonight. I did not set this up on Facebook, so it's just YouTube. Just YouTube. I'm going to go while we're talking tonight, because I think to close the show out, I think I'll preview Michigan State, Penn State. So let me see. Where's this game? It's at Beaver Stadium. It's at 3 o'clock. Okay. Let me see. This is, man, is this that bad of a matchup? Tickets as low as $7 on Vivid Seats. Holy cow. As low as $7, man. That's harsh. That's like, I mean, Michigan State's 5-6. If they lose, they won't go to a bowl game. Penn State's looking to be have 10 wins. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. My goodness. 11:26 at what's the spread? Let me see. Check the comments here. What's up, Will Notre Dame? It's a mismatch. I could agree. Spartans completely fell apart against Indiana. Yes, they did. What's up, Mad T Sipper? Um, Texas and Baylor on Friday at 11 a.m. That's actually an interesting game, too. Those are teams that I think Texas has done okay. They started out great. They have in the middle of the season, they kind of fell apart. Baylor disappointed on levels this year, in my opinion. You look at that game. Uh, Baylor is 6-5. Texas is 7-4. So if Baylor wins, both of those teams will be 7-5. Of course, they missed the Big 12 title. Who is TCU playing anyway? Oklahoma State or somebody, I think. I don't know, but yeah, that could be a good one. Georgia Tech, that'll be a bloodbath. I would say Clemson, South Carolina could be bad, but honestly, maybe South Carolina's got momentum. They did upset Tennessee. We previewed that earlier. You got the Egg Bowl tomorrow night. You got UNC and you got UNC, NC State. My day's going great, Sorgi. I hope yours is too, man. I hope everyone eats a lot of great food and has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Let me see. Let me see, because we are going to preview the Spartans and Lions. You know the spread is 18.5. Good grief, man. That'll be bad. That'll be bad. I'll get you in a second, Cody. Hold on, bro. Let's see. What's up? Cody, you there? I don't know if we got Cody. We got Nate here. Nate, the great. He never fails. He's here.
Did you see
What's
what?
up?
Did you see what I asked in the comments?
Let me see. Ames. I do miss Jeff Webster.
Well,
This one, am I going to break a pencil? I'll do more than that. I'll do more than that.
Oh.
I might break my computer.
No, I'm not.
No, I won't. I won't break my computer or anything. I need that for school.
Now, if that would happen, I'm not saying it will happen at all, but it might. I would, if I were you, I would just break a pencil or break 4 pieces of pencils.
Yes, Mad Tea Sipper. That's how it's done. That's what you do. Look
What?
at this. He's currently making a coconut cream pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, pumpkin pie.
Yum.
Boiling eggs for deviled eggs.
Oh
and
my
candy
god.
ham. Hell yeah. Oh, Cody's in the comments. We can't hear you, Cody. It doesn't look like you're muted either, so it might be something on your end.
Is it just me, or is it Thanksgiving underrated?
It is underrated. Now, I don't think it should be as hyped up, maybe like Christmas.
Yeah, that's overrated. But I still love the holiday though. But I think so.
I love the holiday. Thanksgiving's my second favorite after Christmas.
Yeah, me too.
It's you got food. I got family coming over tomorrow. I got
it's basically
all the football games and
it's Thanksgiving meals and Christmas meals are basically the same, basically. I think, but because Christmas meals is mostly like ham, stuffing or whatever. That's Christmas, but turkey is Thanksgiving.
Now, Nate, let me ask you: do you wake up early to watch the parade, or do you not care?
I some
Honestly,
I sometimes do, but in reality, I don't care that much. But if some if they had like a special uh thing, I mean that's basically what it is. Like say if Charlie Brown is a balloon, I would watch it or something like that. Or Blue's Clues for
oh
example.
yeah. I mean, there's traditional floats out there. They've always had like Snoopy, and they always get a Santa Claus because Christmas is
Yeah.
around the corner. They get a turkey
Oh my
float.
god. Wait, I'm gonna look this up. How many days of Christmas?
I watched some of the parade last year, and it
Yeah.
was the first time in like 6 years maybe that I've seen the parade. First time in forever because I
Yeah.
never not that I'm not up for it.
Yeah.
We just don't, football is what we watch.
Yeah.
Not that we don't care about but
No, no,
we
no.
don't make
We
it a
care,
priority.
but it's just how we say it. It's just not our thing, but we still care about it. So um I mean, yeah, it's it's nothing wrong about it. It's just not for
Mm-mm.
me. But man, did she lose did Michigan Ohio State prediction yet? But he
I saw
basically
that he uploaded it. I didn't watch it.
yeah, let's just say he picked the wrong team. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Uh, but no, I think Ohio State gets to revenge, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Hopefully not. Um, I think it's gonna be really close. Um, and I did hear, I might be wrong about this, but I did hear that Corum is gonna play, but he is probably gonna play limited though. Limited.
Okay, so Corum could be good to go.
Yeah, but like I said, he's gonna play a limited amount of time. What I heard because of injury reasons.
Okay.
So I don't know about Donovan Edwards. He's still up in the air right now. Um, CG Stokes could step up, the true freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Actually, he was a 3-star. He's pretty good. Let me pull up his stats real quick. He has actually for a freshman, it's kind of really decent amount good because he has let's see teams, Michigan stats, player stats. Um, wow. CG Stokes actually has 268 uh yards this season, and he has one touchdown, which is okay, but still, he could be a heck of a player in the future.
Oh, that's not as far back as I thought. I'm still listening to you, but I'm
No, yeah,
actually reading up. Um, I'm reading up on something because football is a big part of Thanksgiving, and one
yeah,
team that always plays on Thanksgiving is the Detroit Lions. The
yep,
last time they won on Thanksgiving, it's not too far back. It's actually 2016, according to SidelineReport.com from
yeah.
Fansided.
Who did
They
he play this
won
week?
16-13 over the Minnesota Vikings on Thanksgiving. So we have Buffalo and Detroit tomorrow.
Oh
That'll be a
my
bloodbath.
God.
That's going to be New
Well,
York and Dallas. Actually, that could be a game. And New England and Minnesota.
I think Minnesota's trips up again, in my opinion, for my prediction.
Give me the Patriots. Give me the Patriot. Come on, Mac Jones. Come on.
Is
Come
he the next
on.
Tom Brady? I'm just kidding.
Hell no.
I'm just kidding.
Hell no.
I'm just kidding. Let's mess around.
All right. So, Nate, why don't you help me with this one, buddy? Let's look at a college football game and let's preview it as we continue rivalry week. Your rival, Michigan State, going to take on at Beaver Stadium, Penn State. What do you think about this game?
Now, I think it could be a bloodbath if this gets out of hand. It's probably going to be out of hand in probably second quarter. But I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan State keep it close if they wanted to. But give me
see. Go ahead. What do you have?
Give me Penn State 38-10. But I wouldn't be surprised.
I have it a little bit worse than that. I have it worse than that, dude. The spread is 18.5 for Penn State. I definitely, man, think they cover that. I think they cover it big time. I just think Penn State, see, a couple years ago, maybe even last year for Michigan State, I would have said this could be a coin flip game.
Yeah,
Michigan State, man, has disappointed on a serious level this year, and they need one win. They need one win to go bowling. Now, here's what's at stake. This is actually, if you think about it, Nate, this is the same as the Iron Bowl this year because Auburn is 5-6, and they need a win to get bowl eligible. Whereas Alabama gets the win, and they have a 10-win season. That's the case for Penn State. They have a 10-win season if
they win their bowl game.
Well, I'll add you on here. Penn State has a 10-win season if they win, and Michigan State goes bowling if they win. The spread is 18.5. I'll go ahead and give a score prediction. I think they kill them. I think they go out there and have a field day and do what they want. Give me Penn State 40-13.
Not bad.
That's going to be it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
I thought you were going to say like 57 or like 52-7 or something like that. I thought you were going to say that, but
no, it won't. No, I think Michigan State has a little bit of offense, but Penn State's defense is pretty legit, man. They're only averaging like giving up 18, whereas Michigan State too, man. This is how bad Michigan State is struggling. They're giving up 26. They're only scoring 25. And I say this all the time. In an offensive league today in college football, you have to have offense, right? If you're giving up more than you're putting up,
that's not
have issues. You have issues. And Penn State has an 88% chance to win, 18.5, 53 is the over-under. Penn State could close out on a 4-game win streak, and Michigan, I don't think they're going bowling. I don't. I'm sorry. I think they're done.
Yeah, me too. F Sparty.
Hey, how you doing, Will? You're muted, by the way.
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing good. Excited for rivalry week.
Yep.
Yeah, I always see you on Mark Rogers, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it USC week?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. I've been talking talking a good amount of trash to the Trojans, so hopefully my team will back it up. I'm pretty confident, though.
Yeah, I think your team will win handily.
Well, where's the game being played? Because
it's in LA, but that's not that big of a home field advantage. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was close.
I gotta go with the Trojans.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Irish. Even though I'm a Wolverine fan.
Okay.
But I think Notre Dame will win. outright, 35-27. Notre Dame.
Wow.
Oh.
We
They
lost
see it.
Will. Maybe he comes back in. I don't know. USC is in a situation where I think they know what's at stake. I got to double check who they're going to play because I think Oregon's out of it. I could be wrong, but they're right there on the money to win this game, go 11-1, go into the Pac-12 title game, and they have a chance. They have a chance to break a barrier and get into, and they will end up actually playing Oregon, assuming Oregon wins this weekend. They'll play Oregon. If they win the next two games, they're Pac-12 champions, Nate, and they have a legit a legit shot at the playoffs because you know what they will have, even though they lost at number 20 Utah, they just beat number 16 UCLA on the road, and now they could upset it. Well, it's not really an upset, but they could pull off number 15 Notre Dame.
They can, but I kind of disagree. I think they choke it up, but who knows?
Okay, we'll see.
But actually, I do have the other feeling that they could actually win, which is I'm talking about the Trojans, but that's my other option. I picked the Irish, but I think the Irish always, or Irish fans and Irish football always travels to LA pretty good because I know it's a big rivalry, one of the big rivalries actually, and they hate each other. I know.
I want to know the series history here. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say. So game results. Notre Dame has beat USC. They didn't play in 2020, but the last four meetings, Notre Dame has won. So you have to go back. You have to go back to 2016 when USC last won this game.
Mm-hmm.
And Notre Dame leads the series. Cody, do we have you?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Is he there? I see him. Hey, what's up?
I think he's figuring it out. I think
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, take your time, Clay. We're not in a rush.
What other games this weekend? Oh, man. Tell you what. If Tennessee doesn't have it together, they could trip up against Vanderbilt and they'll have a 9-3 record. But Vanderbilt wins. If Vanderbilt beats Tennessee, Vandy's going to a bowl.
Oh my God.
How crazy is this season? Oh my God.
Is it,
dude?
Bro, I think last season
I wish the Commodores would beat the Volunteers. I don't like the Volunteers anyway, but dude, to see Vanderbilt in a bowl game,
that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome for the program too.
It would be great for Clark Lee, man.
Yeah, and plus his team got gone through everything too. I mean, man, I feel bad for Vanderbilt, but if they win, Hopefully BVD doesn't throw a damage tantrum.
Oh, BVD would go off.
Probably. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, oh my god!
We just lost a Vanderbilt.
He'd be like,
That's blasphemy!
oh my gosh, man! I don't know what BVD would do if he lost to Vandy this year.
He probably no, this I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I shut myself. But I think he will probably break his computer or something like that with
I know. I know. Uncle Lou would laugh his tail off.
What
if
Georgia Tech beat Georgia?
Q breaking the TV
again.
Oh
man, that'll be my dream. If Georgia,
I hope, man. I'm so fed up with Georgia this year, man. All these Georgia fans, and they won a championship against Alabama. I get it. They need to They need to be humbled. Georgia Tech, do us a favor.
Hopefully, you win, but you probably won't. But hopefully,
yeah.
But like I said, if lose teams lose, Georgia's or whatever his team will lose if that happens, which is never going to happen. Hopefully, well, actually, I want Georgia to lose, but I don't think it's going to happen. But at the same time, if that does happen, oh my God, if Georgia Tech wins, I'm gonna feel great for C-Dog.
Tears of joy if Georgia Tech pulled an upset tomorrow or Saturday.
What about C-Dog though? Oh my God, if that happens,
dude, C-Dog would go nuts, man.
Bro, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. Please, Lord, please let Georgia lose. Please.
I don't care what happens this weekend. I just want to beat Auburn. How about that? Is that fair?
I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I don't care about Auburn, but okay. Who lives at the barn? Who lives?
Who is that?
No, I said who lives at the barn. No one. But which I mean by Auburn. But
yeah, I don't know why we can't hear you, Cody. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't say you're muted. Mic settings.
I hear something.
I'm clicking my mouse.
I heard a boom, boom. I don't know. Yeah. My score prediction for the Georgia game is probably I'm gonna have Georgia win. 34-10. No, actually, wait, no. 45-10. There you go. It's not even a game, but if that happens, oh my God, everyone's gonna laugh at Georgia again if that happens.
Yeah,
and also if Georgia loses, which I don't think will happen, but if they do, will Michigan be in? Well, actually, I don't think so because if they lose Ohio State, if USC loses too, which is I don't know, would that make Michigan go in then? I think
I'm
so.
confused on what you're trying to ask.
Well, in the playoff scenario, I was trying to ask if Georgia loses.
If Michigan loses to Ohio State, and then what else happens?
I said if Georgia loses to Georgia Tech, and then USC loses to Notre Dame. I mean, that's a chaotic playoff.
I think you guys are going to need Clemson to lose too.
That is true. So
I think Clemson's already done, if I'm being honest.
yeah.
I know they could still win the ACC, but they don't have anything to back up that Notre Dame loss.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I still can't believe LSU's ranked that high. I know they beat you guys, but they got killed by Tennessee.
And
Yeah.
they lost to Florida State, which is a proved Florida State team too. Hey, Slim.
Nate, for
up,
Michigan to
Slim?
get in,
Uh-oh.
you would need a lot of things to happen. Because
Yeah.
If they
unfortunately,
lose.
Michigan painted themselves into a corner with their terrible non-conference schedule.
That is true. Yeah. I couldn't
Y'all
agree
play.
more.
Did you play Hawaii?
No, actually, yes, we have. We play like three freaking three of the worst teams from last season. Basically, Connecticut, Hawaii, and who else? Colorado State.
That's a
You know,
damn shame.
Vanderbilt beat Hawaii worse than Michigan did.
Wait, what?
That's true. That was week 0.
Uh-huh.
It was
But yeah, but yeah, like what we were saying about Sea Dog and Georgia Tech. I know this is never gonna happen at all, but if that happens with Georgia Tech being Georgia, what was your thoughts if that happened, Slim?
I don't think it's going to matter because
Okay.
Georgia plays LSU the next week.
That is true. I was just saying if what, like, you know, I mean, it'd be hilarious if it happened. But yeah, I agree.
TC.
What's that?
I was looking at who. I was just looking at who TCU had this weekend. It's Iowa State. I'm like, they got this all under control and like getting in. And
Kansas State's going to be tough in the championship game.
That is true.
Is that who they're going to play?
Yeah, they're playing. Yeah,
Martinez is out, so
well,
their backup's good.
Yeah,
he's not playing as good as Martinez did.
That is true. Man, if Martinez was bad at Nebraska, how the hell he's good at Kansas State?
I mean, more than likely, Nate, as far as the playoffs go, the simplest answer is probably the right one. The winner of Ohio State and Michigan is going. Georgia's going. TCU's going. And I actually think USC is going to take a loss, so that'll give Clemson at the 4th spot.
Wow. So who's they'll play Oregon in the title.
That's true.
I don't think it'll matter because they'll take it. I got them losing this week in Notre Dame.
Okay.
Oh shit!
All right.
Did I pick from a pick on yet? Oh my god! If I didn't, sorry. Go ahead. I was talking to myself. All right, pigskin pea college pick'ems.
Do they play on neutral field or do they? No, that's at home for USC. Since Notre Dame at home.
Like Notre Dame already played at Ohio State, so they'll deal with the noise.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Who's Bronco Mendenhall? Who's that?
Bronco Mendenhall?
Yeah.
He's a football coach. I mean,
I'm about to say he used to be the coach. Wow. He was the coach of Virginia last year.
Yeah, and Mark Rogers said, well, I don't know. Mark Rogers is saying that there's a possibility that Mark or Bronco, whoever his last name is, could go to Nebraska.
Yeah, well, Mark Rogers also picked Kentucky to win the East last year.
Yeah, I know.
I remember that. Yeah.
How about Oregon State? I'm taking Oregon State. Wow, I didn't know that. There's like 8% chance that people are picking Auburn over Bama. What? What is this?
I think Auburn has a chance, but I would still pick Bama.
Yeah, me too. But
They
how
have
the
a
heck?
chance for sure.
This is nuts.
Because Auburn was bad last year, too, and they took Bama to overtime.
Yep.
I think they're playing better than they were last year heading into the game.
You may be right.
I mean, they were terrible with Harsin, but once they got rid of him, put in Cadillac.
Yeah, is it the first season of Harsin? They when they play Bama, did they win? I think. I don't know. No, that's probably
Wait,
Gus
what?
Malzahn.
That was last year, Nate. They took it to overtime, but that was it.
Oh, well, then I was thinking Gus Malzahn or something like that. When Gus
Malzahn beat Alabama 3 times, 13, 17, and 19.
Yeah.
So.
What am I thinking of? Because Bo Nix beat Alabama once, I think. I don't know.
2019.
Yeah, so I was thinking Gus Malzahn then. So,
what did I just say?
you're good. I'm thinking Alabama.
Don't be an ass, Ballard.
I can't help it sometimes.
Yes, you can. You just choose not to.
All right, standings. I am second. Wow.
That makes you the first loser, Nate.
Do what?
So that second place is just the first loser.
Shut up.
There's all this rat poison that the Alabama website's putting out that we have a chance at the playoffs. That needs to stop. We're screwed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've heard people talk about LSU's got a shot at the playoffs too. Like, no.
Well, if they upset Georgia, they'll be in, but it's not going to happen.
They've never put in a 3-loss or a 2-loss team.
But they'd also never leave out a big time conference like the SEC. They've
left out 2-loss conference champions before.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
They very well may leave out a 2-loss champion this year.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, if Oregon wins Pac-12.
That's true.
Yeah. What would y'all do if you saw TCU win the whole damn thing?
I'll be happy for TCU.
I'd be happy for them too, but at the same time, wouldn't it be a head scratcher? Like, how did this happen? Like,
yeah, that's what I would do. How did the hell did this happen?
I mean, I'd scratch my head for a minute, then I'd run around laughing at all the Georgia fans.
Yeah. And the Ohio State fans or Michigan fans or whoever. And
yeah. It's actually sad watching. It's more sad in Michigan because they haven't won since like '97 or something like that, or '87. I don't know. Before I was born. There you go.
TCU National Championships.
I don't think they have one. Do they?
They might have won one with Sammy Baugh.
Actually, so TCU at least claims 1935 and 1938, and they
Jesus.
don't claim the 2010 one when they had
What?
a good chance.
Oh, okay.
So they claim back in the 30s, and
Man.
you got to go back to 1930, almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what Texas A&M's doing.
Yeah. Is it 1927 or something like that, or later? I don't
What?
know. For like Texas A&M won a national title, whatever it is called.
1929, I think.
Oh, so I was too off. Yeah, that's pitiful. That
Winning
is
their only champion, it was 1939.
oh, so almost 10 off.
39. Okay.
Yeah, that's still
I knew it was
pitiful.
something with a 9.
Yeah.
I was wrong with the
19 something.
number.
And Michigan's last title. I'm not trolling you, Nate. Wasn't it like 90?
97.
Yeah,
What,
but
97?
see, I don't know if that's still a
Well, Nebraska fans have something to say about that.
yeah, and they hate Michigan for that too.
So why do you pull for both Nebraska and Michigan? Two teams.
Well, actually, primary I root for Michigan because Nebraska sucks right now. Until Nebraska somehow go to a bowl game, I'll be a fan of them too. So I'm still a fan of Nebraska, but I don't know why I'm so fan of Nebraska right now. So I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with being a 2-teamer, Nate.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
Carnegie Tech.
Even Georgia Tech fans like a 100-teamer. Most of them. So how did the ACC show go? Like, was it like a 24-hour stream? I'm just kidding. Was it like I know you guys were Slim and Pete and stuff were talking and about the ACC and stuff, but how many hours did it get you guys to end the live stream? I'm not saying to be me. I was just asking in general.
I don't know. I mean, you can go back and look at it. It probably lasted a couple hours.
Okay. Just curious.
Ballard.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your gumps, man?
Well,
What's wrong with the gumps?
we need to find Philip, Brian.
I mean, you're seeing
this year, man.
You're seeing things that you haven't seen under Nick Saban-led Alabama teams. Normally, they play very disciplined football, and they're not.
What are you trying to show us, Will? You're muted, by the way.
I was trying Cody. I was trying to help Cody get his his mic to work for his iPad.
Wow.
I'm starting a new hashtag too, by the way, Ballard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep. But we can't use 1980 anymore, obviously, because Georgia won it. So the next best thing is 1988.
Oh, you're mean for that, man.
1988.
That was the last time Notre Dame won a national championship. Although we should have claimed 93. We should have claimed it in 93.
Yeah, well, they tried claiming it in 91, except they got smacked around by Miami.
89, you smacked us around. We didn't play in 91, but yeah.
There was some controversy, I remember, because I was alive for this, that Notre Dame was wanting to claim a piece of that national title.
Yeah. That was when my dad was in school. He was there in the glory days of Lou Holtz. Well, he went to games. He didn't go to Notre Dame, but he went to games.
I'm not a Lou Holtz fan.
You're not?
No. Well, it's because of Lou Holtz that the yearly series between Miami and Notre Dame ended, because Lou Holtz is a bitch.
Well, he didn't like the violent aspect of the fights.
Yeah, we'll tell his players quit starting fights.
Yeah.
I actually missed the Notre Dame Michigan rivalry right now.
I do too.
I think that should be annual.
Yeah, I mean, it actually used to be, right? It used to be. Well,
yeah.
I know they won it back. They won it back, but Michigan, I don't think Michigan wants to play a tough non-conference schedule.
First, see, I don't know why that's.
Well, neither does Notre Dame.
But
we're playing A&M. We have A&M on our schedule for 2024. We have Ohio State for 2023. So
you got Alabama coming up in 2030, don't we?
Yeah, I want to go to Bryant-Denny. That'll be fun.
And in 2030, so I don't know if
Ballard. They play all these teams from the ACC every year. You notice that there's one they're conspicuously missing.
Miami.
Wonder why that is.
Miami?
Well, it's because they want us to join the ACC full time. That's why they aren't scheduling Miami and Florida State every year.
You're scared, man.
I mean, I'd love to play Miami this year.
Even if that'd be cool, a good one. Alabama.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. A lot of project.
See, I actually want, if Michigan loses, I actually want Michigan Clemson to go at it. Because they never, ever played each other. Ever.
Really? They've never met?
No, no, they haven't actually. Even ask Pete if you call into the call-in show tonight. He would even say we haven't played them ever in history. That's why he.
Well,
yeah,
Unfortunately, Nate, if Clemson doesn't go to the playoffs, then they're going to the Orange Bowl. That's probably going to be Tennessee in the Orange Bowl.
Battle for the Oranges.
Now that's a good one. Tennessee and Clemson.
I think Clemson will win.
Have they ever met, though? That's a question.
Oh, I'll look it up. I'll Wikipedia. We can Wikipedia that.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Clemson versus. Dude, if they've never played, holy crap.
Wikipedia.
Well, I mean, there's a possibility it could be Clemson and Alabama in the Orange Bowl.
They have played. They're 6-11 and 2 versus Tennessee.
So they've met quite a few times then. They've met 19 times.
Oh, they've met a lot of
times. They have not met since 2004. That's Wikipedia, at least.
Notre Dame beat Tennessee in 2004. Brady Quinn.
That was still when Tommy Bowden was still at Clemson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clemson fans were so nice at Notre Dame Stadium.
I
That's
want
good.
Penn State. I want Penn State so that way I can mess with my grandparents and get them all hyped up.
I have to agree with you. Clemson fans are nice. I was just there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more tatery. Just kidding.
I got to go sit in the freezing ass cold and watch that game.
Yeah, was it basically Nebraska weather or just a little bit warmer?
I mean, it was probably in the upper 30s. What made it bad was the wind.
It was pretty nice when I was at the Clemson game. It was like 50s.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
The reason why I say Nebraska weather, which is cold, that's why. You know what? Actually, there's a theory for the last year's Slavs that no one's talking about, Slav Olympics. I actually might have brought the weather with me.
Well, if that's the case, Nate, you can never come back.
Sorry. Blame blame Scott Frost's brother, Jack Frost. But again, we had a good time in the South Olympics. But I think it's like in less than 100 days. I think it's never mind. It's 100 days till the South Olympics.
It's more than 100 days, Nate.
What do you mean? Oh wait, I set it to my countdown. It starts March 4th, whatever it's called. So, I don't know.
Dude, I have taken the biggest fallout in X-Wings Fantasy League. I'm now 4-7 on a losing streak of 4, and I'm pissed.
Damn.
I'm fixing to lose to Alan A.
Never
You're losing to me.
Never going to take your advice on pick'ems. That's for damn certain.
Hey, you want some advice? Actually, no, I should.
We're all playing for a trophy too, man. I was gonna kiss that thing.
For your league or your whatever it is called.
Yeah, for X-Wings League.
Oh, fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh. I haven't gotten the MVS's trophy or the most valuable Slav trophy or whatever it's called.
Oh, you still haven't gotten that? Dude, it's been 6 months. More than that.
I know. I still haven't got it.
Show up to Augusta, show up on Lou's doorstep and be like, where's the trophy?
Yeah.
Well, give it to me, bitch.
He actually might get me a card. Congratulations. That's good. Yeah, hopefully Bally can come for this year's or next year's Slav Olympics.
I would hope so.
Because you already met 2 Slavs or from our community, X-Wing, and actually no, Lawtide right too, and then Millis.
I did not. I met Millis. I've met X-Wing. I've met Sea Dog. I have not
that's
met
why.
Lawtide.
Okay. Yeah, Lawtide's pretty nice. But yeah, it's
Nate, do you think you guys have a 30% chance to beat Ohio State, or are you more hopeful?
Yeah, I would say 30 or 28% chance to win, but I'm still hopeful to win. But I have a feeling that we won't. But I think this will be a close one. Hopefully not a blowout. Yeah, I just don't think we're gonna win. But who knows? If I'm wrong, I'll be happy.
I had more faith in you before your starting running back went down.
I know. I want to see if he's going to play limited amount of time if he plays. Because if he plays, I think he's going to play like,
If he plays, he's going to be playing hurt.
I know, but what I'm saying, he's probably going to play like limited amount of time. I think like limited amount of plays. I would say, if that's the case, because Donovan Edwards is still up in the he's not up in the air, but he's still injured. But I don't know if he's playing or not. Last I heard, he has a soft cast on his wrist. That's all I heard. But I don't know. Yeah, most of the Michigan running backs are not that great or elite yet, but I just hope CJ Stokes, which is a true freshman, step up, but I doubt it. But yeah, I agree with Slim. If Corum doesn't play, we're probably gonna lose.
Losing a Heisman Trophy candidate was going to hurt any team.
Yeah, I know. And plus, if we lose, I think, yes, it's going to really hurt. I know. But yes, I think it was a really good, really good season. Again, if we lose. But if we win, it'll be even better. But I don't see us win.
Yeah, besides Ohio State, Penn State, and you guys, I don't know. I feel like the Big Ten's really bad this year.
Well, currently, right now for this season, yes. The West is a mess, and that's right.
And that would be a correct assertion.
Yeah.
I think still 5 teams theoretically have a mathematical possibility of winning the West. That's terrible.
It is terrible. Holy shite. It's even. I think it's be down to 2 teams if it's not gonna be 2 teams in the playing for the championship. But if I had to pick one of these 2, which is Iowa and Illinois, I'd probably pick Iowa. I'd probably pick Illinois if they win out. But they have to have Iowa lose, Wisconsin lose, and who else? Purdue lose, I think, to go on the Big Ten championship, I think, for Illinois.
If Iowa beats Ohio State, that would be so funny.
It'd be hilarious.
Their defense is capable of it, but that's about it.
Yeah. The worst quarterback in the country, Spencer Petras. Worst quarterback of all.
If you combine Tennessee's offense,
Iowa has the worst offense.
Yeah.
If you combine Tennessee's offense with Iowa's defense, that team's unstoppable.
Yeah, they're the national champs.
Yep.
That will be a great team. That.
Hell, you put a competent quarterback on Georgia, they've got an equivalent offense.
Yeah, they could even win title again if they had a great quarterback. But not saying
I mean, they
Stetson,
may still win it this year. No, Stetson Bennett's a terrible quarterback.
I know. I'm not saying he's terrible, but
He is.
yeah,
It's okay, Nate. You can say it. Stetson's terrible.
he's terrible. Terrible. I can't say. Yeah, it's garbage. Man, I miss Jada.
Garbage. I miss J-Dub too, man. Rest in peace.
It's still shocking to me. He's too young to go. But it's still shocking. And rest in peace for him. I feel bad. I really do. But he's happy. He's happy already. So that's what matters. My mom actually ordered a a Michigan shirt. It has a state of Ohio on it, and it says "quote unquote."
Yeah.
It has the right the word like the Ohio State, whatever it's called. Yeah. It has quotes the worst. That's what it's called on
the worst.
Yeah. It on the Ohio State of Ohio. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
If we had a quarterback, we would have beat Ohio State.
Wait, you don't think Tyler Buckner's not good?
Well, he's not developed yet. They messed up I don't think he's been developed well enough. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Tyler Buckner's not a good quarterback.
He reminds me of Denon Robinson.
Although that's something else that Notre Dame has struggled with. I mean, honestly, going back to the 80s too, they've had a drought in quality quarterbacks.
During the Weiss era, we actually had good quarterback play with Clausen and Quinn, but that's really been it.
Clausen was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, we were good. Rick Meyer was good back when my dad was with Lou. He busted bad in the NFL, though, unfortunately.
Well, a lot of them do. I mean, quarterback is the hardest thing to predict.
Just ask the segment man and see how their quarterbacks involved in the NFL. Well, same for Michigan, but there's only one great quarterback, which is Tom Brady. That's about it for Michigan. But
Brian Greasy was good too.
That is true, but I don't know about the NFL. I mean, Justin Fields for Ohio State could be good, but he hasn't developed enough.
Well, he's got to get out of Chicago first.
That is true. I actually remember when he got drafted, and his face was a disappointment.
I mean, although a lot of, for some reason, Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks tend to do really bad in the NFL.
Well, recently they've been doing better with Lamar, Baker. Well, I guess Baker hasn't been that good, but Burrow.
Well, Lamar's got to put together more than one good season.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I'd throw the same argument at Burrow. I mean, Burrow just hadn't been there long enough.
Kyler's been good.
I can't I cannot figure out what's holding back the Cardinals. I really can't.
Yeah. Do you think that you guys will be pit, Slim? Or do you think the team just quit on Mario?
No, as a matter of fact, they've done the opposite of quit on Mario. I mean, there were actually some bright spots in that Clemson game, despite the score.
Mm.
I mean, from about the 9-minute mark of the first quarter until about 5 minutes left in the fourth, they only gave up 10 points and they forced 3 turnovers.
Okay.
So, I mean, at the very least, the defense didn't give up. I mean, offense, I'm not going to say they gave up. They were just completely overmatched by Clemson's defense.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, when you're having to throw in a third-string true freshman quarterback and you're down 4 starters on the offensive line, you're down your starting running back, what can you really hope for at that point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even preseason, I chalked that game up as a loss anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But between injuries and then you were just seeing flat out lack of effort from some guys, which is why you've already had 5 or 6 at the portal already. Because I told Miami fans it was coming. I was like, Mario ain't going to put up with that. Mario's going to tell them they ain't got no place on the team. Ain't got nothing for them. And you're going to see them leave. I imagine between recruiting and transfers, you may see as much as a 40-player swing on this roster. I think you're going to see a bunch of guys leave Miami.
It's crazy how the teams can just get built up so quickly with the portal, like what Southern Cal did.
Yeah, and hopefully Mario's going to do something like that. I mean, everybody knows he can recruit.
They just got to get the right guys because A&M didn't.
Well, no, A&M just chased after star ratings.
Yeah.
And it's like I was talking with a Miami fan about this earlier today. And I said, those star ratings are all well and good, but the guys have got to fit what you're doing. I mean, just say, for instance, just to use an example, a linebacker. You know, if it's a 5-star linebacker that's, you know, great at run stop and rushing the passer, well, okay, that's fine. But if your system needs running backs to drop back into coverage, well, he's not going to do you any good.
Yeah. Because Notre Dame wanted Dante Moore, but Dante just kept wanting more and more money. And they're like, we don't want you. We don't want a guy that's just chasing the bag. We want a guy that's actually going to come here, fit the culture at Notre Dame, and help us win games.
Well, that sounds good. You know, being preached from a pulpit, it's not going to win you games.
Yeah.
I mean, the simple fact of the matter is the top recruiting teams are the teams in the playoff every year.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
He's going to do really well at Oregon, though, but it sucks that we couldn't pay him enough.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mario's going to miss out on some guys because of it, but it is what it is. I mean, his ability to develop players, it already speaks for itself. And his ability to get a program turned around, heading in the right direction already speaks for itself. Oregon very well may be undefeated if he had stayed. Because this was, another year with the same system, keeping things consistent. Very well might have worked out a little bit better for Oregon this year. Because this would have been the year, to take advantage of what you had built. Or at least at the earliest point where you could have.
Well, I don't know if it would have been Georgia, but I think they could have won out in the Pac-12.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not. I mean, the Georgia game definitely would have been more competitive. I mean, but, everybody's seen Georgia play this year. This isn't a year where you have one team that's head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be excited to watch the playoffs this year, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are just automatically picking Georgia, and obviously Georgia fans are, but whatever. You can talk about, whatever offensive category you're top 3 in, fine. Georgia's offense doesn't scare anybody. Now, defense, that's a whole other story.
I think their offense is a bit better, but they're still being held back by Stetson.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously that offense didn't scare Kentucky or Missouri very much.
Yeah.
Or who was it? Kent State, I think it was. So, I mean, to say that they couldn't lose to a Michigan and Ohio State, a USC, a Clemson, that's just crazy talk.
Yeah. Do you want new coordinators next year?
No.
No.
I mean, honestly, the defense has been the strong point, so I sure wouldn't want to get rid of the defensive coordinator. But I mean, they basically run 3 different schemes this year. They have tried throwing everything possible at them, and between a combination of some players just not giving a shit, lack of development from other players because there's been no stability, and then you mix in the combination of a first-year coordinator, it just hasn't worked out. And a lot of times it doesn't year one. I mean, hell, look at Kirby year one. He lost to Tennessee, Georgia Tech, and Vandy.
How do you lose to Georgia Tech? I don't get it.
So, crazy. I mean, people jumping off the deep end, Miami's more talented than the record. Yes, they are. Should they have not lost to Middle Tennessee? Is that an unacceptable loss? Yes, it is. That doesn't mean you don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Constant changeover with coordinators is why Miami's in the mess that they're in.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the seniors that are on this team have been there for 3 different head coaches.
Yeah.
Or the super seniors, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the administration is buying in though at Miami, like not just the boosters, the actual leadership of the school? Because I heard that was a problem.
For the first time ever, yes.
That's big. Yeah.
And I do literally mean ever. I mean they that run they went on in the 80s and 90s and then kind of trailed off, then came back in the late 90s and early 2000s. They did all that despite the administration. They've never put money into the football program. ever.
Dang, that makes the job that they're getting even more impressive back then.
Yeah. But I mean, it's to the point now you're not going to be successful without putting money in your program. I mean, Mario's the highest paid coach by a long shot ever at Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, Mark Richt was the highest paid coach ever at Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Manny didn't deserve any money.
So has basically
So has every other Miami coach been the highest paid? I don't know what the hell's going on with Slim.
Yeah, his audio's being weird.
Yeah.
Ballard, have you met Tide Guy Jeff Grimm before?
I know of him. I haven't met him.
So he was telling me that he thinks that Saban's going to retire after 2024.
2024.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does he think? Tell me at least in that period of time between now and then, he thinks we get another title.
I'll ask him that tonight. But he's just the thing that he's worried about is that like the team's just not as disciplined, and that's like from Saban not being as tough on the guys because he's getting old.
Saban's obviously slipping. He has a handler at his press conferences now.
I have noticed that actually.
He's got the cognitive function of President Pudding. Now, what was your question about?
I mean, he's getting up there in age, man. He's 71 years old.
What was your question, Ballard? My headset died on me.
Oh, I don't even know at this point. It's
You're
fine.
asking something about Miami coaches.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Something about like historically, and you had mentioned something before.
About him
got
being
back
cheap.
on here.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to disagree with you, Will. I think Manny deserved more time than what he got. I mean, you can't hire a guy that's never been a head coach before and then get mad at him when he acts like he's never been a head coach before. If you're going to hire him, you got to give him the time.
That's fair. I don't know. The guy just seemed fake, so I never liked him.
Well, he was trying to, and actually, I'll give him some credit because I think it was a smart move to try. He tried playing the whole social media game, which isn't necessarily a bad strategy. The only problem is, it's a little harder for him to deal with it when it doesn't measure up versus me talking shit on the internet. But I also have a much more of an old school mentality. I don't think outside of going like 0-12, I don't think you should even consider firing a coach before the end of year 4.
I just don't think he was qualified for the job.
Well, I don't think a guy that's never been a head coach necessarily is. I mean, Butch Davis had never been a head coach when they hired him there, and that worked out. But
yeah,
it's definitely the exception versus the rule. But I mean, once you hire him, at that point, I'm like, all right. And I didn't agree with it. I wasn't a fan of hiring him. But when they hired him, I was like, well, okay, but you got to give him the time to learn how to be a damn head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just for Marcus Freeman, it's a different. He gets a pass because of his job as an amazing recruiter. That's the only reason I wanted him. And he's still learning how to become a coach, but I feel like he's doing the job pretty well because he got the team to recover from the embarrassing loss to Stanford and Marshall and beat a top 5 Clemson team.
Well, I mean, Manny did go 8-2 in 2020.
Yeah, he did.
And I think he would qualify as an amazing recruiter. I mean, with a 6-6 record, he landed a top 15 class. That's a minor damn miracle.
Fans also never got behind him, which sucked for him.
Well, they were year one. But, I mean, that's the problem with Miami fans. They were behind Mario, too, and a lot of those motherfuckers have already turned on him.
That's crazy. They already turned on him, man.
There are people calling for him to be fired. There are people calling for Gaddis to be fired. There are people calling for Steele to be fired. And I'm like, y'all just never learn. 6 head coaches in 18 years, and y'all still cannot see the common denominator here. You know, like I said earlier, you've got super seniors on this team that have been through 3 head coaches, that have been through 3 offensive coordinators. You got defensive players that have been through 3 defensive coordinators. What do you expect to happen?
I know a lot of fans are just laughing at Gaddis. So.
Ooh. I don't know why, but okay.
Yeah. Well, they thought it wasn't him. That was the reason that their offense was so good. It was Harbaugh. So.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't all Gaddis. I'm sure Harbaugh has his hand in it, just like, you know, as an example, Kirby's got his hand in Georgia's defense. I don't think anybody would argue either one of those points, but we'll see. Time will tell. I mean, what I've seen he likes to run, I don't have a problem with, and honestly, I would prefer that he run it because he kind of likes that power spread, which at this point is the dominant offense in the NFL. So it kind of gives the guys a leg up if you're, you know, basically staying within the same offense that you're probably going to be playing in the NFL.
Do you think they would have done any better with Rick if his health didn't go down the drain than it would with Manny, or do you think it would have been the same? I think if given the time to build the team, I mean, Rick would have won a national title. Because I don't think it's a far stretch to say that it's probably easier for a good coach to win a national title at Miami than it is versus at Georgia. Definitely easier to get talent to go there. I mean, that much was obvious. 1 10-win season with a fraudulent offense that everybody clearly saw was fraudulent, and they bring in a top 10 class. But, I mean, you know, I guess we'll never really know. I mean, it's unfortunate that, you know, he got diagnosed with Parkinson's and had to retire. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually had Miami YouTubers on here screaming that they got him fired. It wasn't no retirement or resignation or nothing. I'm like, yeah, y'all just look like a bunch of idiots now.
But do you think that Clemson was like the best place to see a college football game, or do you think there's better stadiums out there?
Well, yeah, Hard Rock's a whole lot better.
Well, Hard Rock, like I guess atmosphere.
Well, I'm also like when it comes to that whole. Some people debate about Miami not having a stadium of their own and playing at Hard Rock. I don't really care. I went to games at the Orange Bowl, and I've been to games at Hard Rock. The stadium sitting at Hard Rock is a whole lot more comfortable than the bleachers you're sitting on at any college stadium in the country.
I know that place will get very loud if Miami gets good, though. But it's just kind of sad the way it is now.
I mean, it is what it is. People act like this is something new. They didn't sell out every home game the last year that they won the national title, or even the last year they made it to the national title. They didn't. Nobody gave
Only
a shit.
against Florida State, I guess. Right.
Yeah, the big games got sold out, obviously. Most of I mean, it was, beating up on the Charleston Southerns of the world. Shit games like that, nobody cared. I mean, they just went to the beach instead. I mean, people ain't got to like the argument, but it's just a fact. There's more to do to spend your entertainment dollar on in Miami, Florida than there is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Facts.
I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But see, every team that's in a major city has had this problem over the years. USC's got the same problem. Pitt's got the same problem. Oh, that's another one you can make fun of, Ballard. I think the last time Pitt won a national title, you'd have to go back to the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
76, I think.
I think you're right. I think they've got like 9 of them, they claim.
9.
Believe so. Hey, that's the same college that birthed Dan Marino, sir.
Johnny Majors was the head coach, and it was 1976.
Yep. There you go.
Pitt. Yeah.
Irish got their revenge on the Panthers the next year and won a national championship. Well, that was Tony Dorsett's senior year in 1976.
Yeah, because Marino would have been a freshman in 79. I'm not mistaken. His rookie year in the NFL was 84. Hell, doesn't Army claim a bunch of national titles from way back then, too?
3 in a row in the 40s.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame probably would have won at least 2 of those if their war wasn't going on. Their last year, they won their last claimed national title. They tied with Notre Dame the year all the coaches and players came back from the war.
Well, they still had the draft back then, so Army had whatever talent pool they wanted to draw from.
Yeah.
Some might call that an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just call it the earliest form of NIL.
Mm-hmm. Like some of the guys were on Notre Dame and then went back to Notre Dame after the war.
I don't see why Notre Dame would have a problem with NIL. I mean,
it's helped recruiting for sure.
Yeah, but you said they wasn't wanting to pay out any money. I mean,
well, they didn't want to pay Dante more, but I mean,
the Vatican has its own bank. Shelling out money shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I don't think that you should have, one player on a team receive millions. I think kind of the way Texas is doing it and the way Miami's doing it, you've got one major guy coming in and basically putting everybody on a $50,000 a year NIL deal. That way it puts everybody on an equal playing field and everybody from, your star quarterback to the lonely right guard that nobody can name, it's getting the same thing.
Sorgi in the chat has a question for Will. Do you follow Notre Dame basketball?
So I go to Virginia Commonwealth, so I follow them closer, but I think I follow Notre Dame a bit.
He's asking what you think of them so far and that you play his team Marquette on December 11th.
They've slept through their cupcakes. They've really only played cupcakes. They're 5-0, but they haven't played great in any of the games. It's mostly the same team coming back, although they lost their best player from last year, but they replaced him with another 4-star in the starting lineup. So the team should do pretty well and make the tournament.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
aren't they technically in the ACC in basketball?
Yeah, they are in the ACC.
Yeah. I don't know.
They'll make the tournament, but they're probably going to be like a 10 seed.
Yeah, I'm about to say because obviously North Carolina is the odds-on favorite. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see what Duke looks like without Coach K.
I'm actually curious how they're doing this year.
They lost to Kansas.
Well, that's not a bad loss. I'm not going to determine them by that.
They're looking good, though. They'll be a top 10 team.
I mean, Miami's brought back the vast majority of their team that made the Elite Eight last year.
Yeah, I like your coach. Which is
Jim
Larinaga. I like him.
He got his 700th career win the other night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The ACC was terrible last year, but it'll be better this year.
Well, they had a team win it all. They had a team in the Elite Eight, or two teams in the Elite Eight. I mean, they couldn't have been all that bad.
Yeah. I mean, they showed up in the tournament, but just during the regular season, it was down.
Well, unfortunately, with a 64-team tournament, regular season don't mean a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, the Irish are playing St. Bonaventure on Black Friday. That'll be an interesting game. Although the Bonnies lost a lot of their team that they had a good NIL run NIT run last year.
Yeah, congrats on beating my Crimson Tide last year too. By the way, was it Notre Dame?
That was a good game.
I think it was Notre Dame. Yeah,
Ballard. It was.
Ballard, that's not saying much. Alabama doesn't care about basketball.
I care.
They've put more money into it recently, but it's not the priority, of course.
Yeah, you might care, Ballard, and I'll take your word for it that you do. But you and like 6 other Alabama fans give 2 shits about Alabama basketball.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think a bunch of them would be shocked to find out that Alabama has a basketball team.
They got three of them. They got the adapted athletics. They got the women's. They got the men's.
What the hell is adapted athletics?
Wheelchair basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't you? I mean, you could have just said handicap league.
I was trying to be polite, Slim. I'm not a jackass.
Well, handicap is polite. You're an asshole if you say a bunch of cripples. I mean, the little tag you put on your car, it's called a handicap tag. That's politically correct.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you call them a bunch of cripples, then you're an asshole.
Do the majority of Miami fans pay attention to the basketball team?
More so than they used to. More so since they picked up Larinaga.
Yeah.
I mean, they just historically they've never had a good basketball team. I mean, I think they had made it to the Sweet 16 like once before, and that was in like, Jesus, that was 20 years ago. Now, the other big sport that Miami fans tend to keep up with is the baseball team, because they've won 5 national titles in baseball too.
It was so nice making the College World Series with Notre Dame, although I wish they did a bit more in the tournament. But it was sweet knocking out Tennessee and just looking at their Twitter just explode.
I was hoping Miami would make it farther. I mean, they got Morris retired a couple years ago, and they finally made it back into the tournament. And I was hoping they would get past the regionals, but I mean, it is what it is. They had a Hall of Fame coach retire, and his replacement, took about a season and a half to really get his feet up underneath him. Ugh. There you go. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. We got a long day tomorrow with family coming over. Happy Thanksgiving, Slim. And Will, same to you, buddy.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yep. All right, guys. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Keep your head up. Jesus loves you. All that good stuff. I hope y'all enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be live here. I'll probably make a video at least tomorrow and just say Happy Thanksgiving. Friday, I don't have anything planned. But we do have scheduled. We're planning on it. It's not always a guarantee, but we're going to try to go live for the Iron Bowl. It'll be my first time going live for the rivalry on the channel. We'll try to go live on Saturday around 2:20 Central. Do some pregame talk and go live for the actual game. So it should be good. But I love you guys. I hope everyone has a blessed holiday. Like I said, Jesus loves you. He's got a great and amazing plan. Keep your head up. And you guys know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. Love y'all. God bless. And roll tide. Ballard's out of here. Woo! Shout out to the Bama boys, too. Love you guys.